Bill. All right. Well, hello, Diana. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just to reflect on our work as a collaborative team. And I'm really excited to hear your thoughts, just about how this project impacted you and your teaching specifically. And I really just want it to be a casual conversation. So no pressure. Ready to get started?
Yes, absolutely. So thanks so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and happy to reflect with you.
Awesome. Well, I guess first let's just, can you tell me a little bit about your role at our school here at Pearson?
Yeah. I'm the senior English teacher and AP literature teacher. This is my 12th year working at Pearson Online Academy, but I have been teaching English for over 30 years, 35 to be exact.
Awesome. That's incredible. I hope to get there one day. And, when we first started this project to try to help improve student learning and our school culture, what were your expectations or just first initial thoughts?
Well, I was excited to be part of the project because we don't get to work collaboratively very often to solve problems. So even when we met in our PLCs, I mean, we don't often have goals such as improving school culture as part of our discussions. But honestly, I was a little skeptical at first, as if you can remember, that we could find a solution that would work across all the subjects. Our students, they're in so many different places in the curriculum, it can get hard to target individual topics within our curriculum. And so I was worried it would be hard to apply it uniformly. But once we focused on the goal of getting the CBAs done earlier, I thought, well, I saw it could be pretty achievable. I thought that goal was definitely achievable.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that once we found that target, it really made our work a lot easier. And
Mhm.
how were you involved in our CBA improvement project for our students?
For this project, I helped evaluate the current completion rates. I know my students have writing projects that they have to get started on early in the semester, and sometimes the CBAs were not at the top of either of our priority lists. And sometimes I was barely meeting the checkpoint. So I'd like to think that I was a big part of making sure our goal percentages were realistic. I also provided as much input as I could
Hmm.
throughout the process, but especially on how a custom assessment could help us track progress earlier in the semester.
Absolutely. I agree. Was there any part of the collaboration process that stood out to you the most?
I appreciate that we prioritize solutions that worked for everyone. I mean, no one teacher was forced into anything that they weren't comfortable with. And we were also able to communicate with each other and our students throughout the process to be able to make adjustments along the way.
Absolutely. And what about, anything that really surprised you about our planning or implementation process?
Well, yeah. Um, it, really, I was surprised how collaborative it actually was. Everyone really listened to each other. Additionally, I didn't expect how quickly I'd see a change in student behavior once we added the custom assessment. For example, I had one student who barely responded to emails, or attended live lessons earlier in the semester, but after one custom assessment was in place, they reached out on their own to schedule their CBA. Like, oh my God. Uh, that proactive communication was something I hadn't seen from them before.
Awesome.
I think it helped that the CBA was not just a checkpoint, but rather an opportunity for them to reflect, ask questions, and feel more confident moving forward.
That's great to hear that, some of them were being proactive with it. And what
Mhm.
about any challenges? Were there any, challenges you personally faced during the planning process, and how did you work through them personally?
Um, I guess one of the biggest challenges for me was adapting to a new system in the middle of the semester.
Yeah.
Teaching with POA for 12 years, I have a routine in place, like I'm sure all of us do, but for how I scheduled CBAs, and this initially felt like a disruption. But once I got used to the new flow, and saw some real results, like how it helped students stay on track, it became much easier. Also, talking to the other teachers and sharing tips really helped smooth things out for me.
I agree. It was definitely a team effort. And was there anything you were most proud to contribute to our team?
I help bridge the gap between science and math and the humanities. Our grading needs are different, but I was able to share how I streamlined scheduling and grading in English CBAs, which gave you and our math teachers some helpful ideas.
Yep, I agree with that. Do you feel like your voice was heard throughout this collaborative process?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you really did an excellent job checking in and inviting everyone to speak up, especially if we were quiet at first.
Oh, I appreciate that. Do you think this project, did it change how you approach your own CBA process?
Oh, definitely. I've become way more proactive about getting students into the one-on-ones. Um, and also into the live sessions. I mean, early on, I think there's going to be less chasing students at the end of the semester. I think it's helped make grading more manageable. And honestly, I feel more connected with my students.
Mhm, I agree. And do you think you've gained any skills or insights after, throughout working with this collaborative team project?
I've definitely improved using data to inform my instruction. So before of course, I looked at the numbers, but now I know how to analyze trends
Hmm.
and adjust my approach mid-semester, which I hadn't been doing really. Also, just seeing how impactful team planning can be, especially when we're all remote. We don't plan that often together with others, which has really been valuable.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the experience for that reason too. And, has this experience influenced how you think about student learning or your role as an educator?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, at times I used to think of the CBAs just as a check mark in the grade book, but now I see them as one of the most valuable points of my connection with the students. It's a chance to actually see what they've learned and what they're struggling with in real time. And I feel like I have more of a coaching mindset now.
That's amazing. And has this experience boosted your confidence in any way?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, it's always difficult to find a way to connect with students in our particular, teaching platform. But, again, because we're not often working in teams or working towards a collective goal, I feel more confident in leading discussions with my peers and contributing ideas, especially when we're solving school-wide issues.
Mhm. That's great. Do you see this work influencing your approach next semester?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I definitely want to continue our custom assessment in the new semester from the beginning. And this will become the new expectation to have the CBA done much, much earlier. And I hope we can make it a school-wide policy, in all honesty. I'd love to mentor a new teacher on how to schedule them early. And, I'm wondering if we can expand this model to other checkpoints in the course, not just the CBAs.
That would be incredible. And what do you hope to build on or improve for next semester based on what we learned?
Love to improve how I communicate with the students about the CBAs. I want them to feel less intimidated and more empowered, like it's a normal part of learning, not something to dread. I also want to try integrating more reflection or student choice into how they complete their CBAs.
I think they would like that too. What advice would you give a teacher joining a collaborative team like this for the first time?
Well, it's important to be open-minded, listen to your teammates, speak up, don't be afraid to share what's not working. Sometimes the best solutions really do come just from being honest about the challenges we face.
Yeah, I agree. I think we got a lot out of the challenges that came up. And just to kind of wrap up, if you could summarize your professional growth in one sentence, what would you say?
I'd say that working collaboratively showed me that even small, thoughtful changes can make a big difference, not just for us educators, but also for the students.
Mhm. That's a really great reflection. Well, thanks again for being here and sharing your thoughts. I've really enjoyed working with you on this.
Oh, thank you. Same here. I thanks so much, and I'm really excited to keep on building what we've started here.
I am
It's been
too.
great working with you.
Thanks, you as well.
Okay.